What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another video with me, Chris Chat CFC, where unfortunately the videos aren't getting any more positive, and we reflect on Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3. Now, there's a lot of divide in the fan base about this game yesterday. A lot of us wanted to lose, or a lot of people wanted to lose, to give Manchester City an extra boost with going into their last run of games and potentially knocking Arsenal off the top spot and winning the league, because we do not want to see Arsenal win the league. My take on it was I didn't want us to lose for that reason. I expected us to lose, and that is the difference. I said on my prediction that we was going to lose 2-0, and we didn't. We lost 3-0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly take you through the starting lineup from yesterday. I'm going to take you through some of the stats, how the Premier League table looks after the weekend, and some comments from Liam Rossignol and from a Chelsea legend as well, which is Joe Cole. So if we start off and we take a look at the starting lineup, so this is how we started the game. Let's take a look. So here we go. This is courtesy of Chelsea FC main Twitter page, and the starting 11 was Rob Sanchez in goal. In the defence, we had Milo Gusto, Wesley Fofana, Jarell Hato and Marc Cucurella. Occupying the midfield, we had captain Moises Caicedo for the game, Andre Santos, Esteval, Palmer and Neto. And up front, we had João Pedro. Now, I think that's not far off of my starting lineup. I think I did predict that Tosin was going to be in there just for his height and competed against Erling Haaland. And we saw Moises Caicedo as a captain. I think I did put Romeo Lavia in there as well, but we did see Andre Santos occupying that position next to Moises Caicedo. And the front three, I'm glad with Esteval, Cole Palmer and Neto, even though he's not been doing a job. And of course, João Pedro is going to be leading the line because we've got no one else who is performing as well as him at the moment, even though he is on a bit of a dry spell. So with that team, I thought that was expected. After I come away from my prediction, I think Jarell Hato definitely was able to do a job there. And I think he did. I do think he did. So we started the game. The first half, Man City couldn't get out of first gear. I think Chelsea were maybe getting up to second and third gear, but we still wasn't able to capitalise. We had Marc Cucurella. He did have the ball in the back of the net, but he was just awarded a slimmer of his foot was offside. So the goal didn't count. We did have a think about 3 or 4 opportunities, and we did look the more livelier of the two teams. But we did go in at half time, which is when you're on the upper foot and you've got the upper hand, you don't want to be going in 0-0, especially against Manchester City. We at least would have liked to have gone 1 or 2 goals up, so then we could have gone in with something at half time, but we didn't. So the second half, we come out, both teams come out, and then we start to see the difference in levels. Manchester City went from first to second to third to fourth to fifth gear. And we saw by the scoreline that it ended 3-0. Now, the first goal, we saw a lovely cross from Ryan Cherki. This is one player that even though it was against Chelsea, I was actually quite looking forward to see play, because I think he's one of the very few players that gets given a free role within the Premier League, and he just lights it up. He's just so fun to watch. But unfortunately, he had to do it again against Chelsea yesterday. So he gave a lovely floated ball over in the box. I think Andre Santos was marking Nico O'Reilly, and Nico O'Reilly obviously beats his man and catches it lovely on his head. And it leaves Rob Sanchez, really with no chance. It was a great header, 1-0. And even from that goal going in, I knew from there that that probably wasn't going to be the end of it. So we go 1-0 down. And then that's when City continue. They up the gears and they improve. And then from there, again, we had Ryan Cherki. I think this was in quite quick succession as well from the first goal. We had Ryan Cherki come across the box, dilly-dallying in and around players, and then with the outside of his left boot, he just plays a nice weighted pass to Mark Gahey, who controls it like a striker and finishes it like a striker. He hits it to Rob Sanchez's bottom right, and again, Rob Sanchez has no chance at all. So there you go, you've got Chelsea 0, Manchester City 2. And now you're thinking, how many could this be? Because this could be quite a high-scoring game, because from there, Chelsea just wasn't able to do anything, really. They were completely flat, soulless, didn't offer anything going forward. Cole Palmer was off it. He made some wrong decisions, I think, yesterday. And you just wonder where this goes. So from there, we have a calamity at the back. And no, it's actually not Rob Sanchez's fault this time. It is our captain, someone that we don't expect this to happen to, and this is Moises Caicedo. So the ball is rolled out from Rob Sanchez to Moises Caicedo. Caicedo has a quick bit of time to turn, but he should be playing that ball much quicker, and he is pounced on by two players who have it taken away from him. Jeremy Doku, he's literally got to take one touch onto his left foot, and he's pretty much in one-on-one in goal. I think it might be João Hato that's trying to get back to him, or was it Wesley Fofana? One of the two, and Doku just slots it to Robert Sanchez's right-hand side to make it 3-0. And from there, anyway, it's pretty much game, set, match. You've got the away fans singing, all happy, talking about they're coming for Arsenal. Every time they're passing it, they're singing ole, ole. It just was a bit of a calamity from there. And you started to see as well, a lot of the Chelsea fans, they started to exit the ground, weren't very happy with what they saw at all. There was no fight from us in the second half at all. That's when it counted the most. Seeing a bit of fight from the first half, okay, but you want to be bringing it in to the second half where at the 90th minute the result counts, and that did not happen at all yesterday. I think there's only maybe one player that can hold his head somewhat high, and that is João Hato. I did think he did do a good shift at the centre-back role, and our most attacking looking player at times looked Marc Cucurella. Marc Cucurella. I can't even speak properly. Marc Cucurella was the only one that really offered anything going forward. João Pedro was very quiet. Esteval didn't have a great game. And again, we had a few yellow cards for dissent. We had Esteval kicking the ball away. I think there was someone else as well, which we'll have a look at in a minute. But another game that we can't speak anything positive on. As I say, my only take from that is João Hato maybe having a somewhat decent game. But let's go and have a look at some of the stats on the game yesterday. So here they are. So if we look at footy stats here, we have got the result here, which obviously finished Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3. We have the 3 goal scorers here, and this is the stats here. So possession, Chelsea had 37, Manchester City had 63. Shots, Chelsea had 12 for Manchester City's 18. Shots on target was 3, Man City's 8. Shots off target 9, Man City's 10. Cards, we had a number that was more than Man City's, and that was the cards. Again, showing the lack of maturity and the dissent. We had 3 for Manchester City's 1. Corners, we had 4. Man City, they had 12. Fouls, 10. Manchester City's 14. Offsides, we had 6. Man City had 0. Expected goals, we had 1.22. And Manchester City had 2.3. Now, as you can see here to the right-hand side, we do have the Premier League table as it finished this weekend. So, didn't help for us at all, this result here. And obviously we had, luckily, Everton and Brentford played each other and they drew, which meant they only went up a point, which kept us in 6th position. If Brentford or Everton won their game, they would be above us and we'd be down in 7th. Obviously, the game yesterday helps Manchester City massively as they're on a push to challenge Arsenal for the Premier League title, which is looking week by week more than likely that they are going to be doing that. They do play each other next weekend, which means that they could then go to 3 points, and also they do have a game in hand as well. So this makes the end of the Premier League season for 1st and 2nd place very interesting. Now, Liverpool and Aston Villa, they gained points on us as well, which is not good. We need to get at least 5th spot, and Liverpool are getting away from us slightly. So from Chelsea in 6th, you can see that it is very close down to even 11th spot. I mean, maybe you can even say 12th. And with the run of games that we've got coming up, if we do not perform and get any results at all, that could bring us down to around these places here, which puts us nowhere near any sort of European football that we want. I mean, we don't want Europa League. We definitely do not want Conference League. So these places here will make us, be nowhere near them as well, which isn't a good look at all. So these are the stats of the game really, and where it leaves us in the Premier League table. Now I'm just going to scroll over to here and we're going to have a look at SofaScore for the scores for the team. So as you can see here for Chelsea, just while it reloads. Yep, so as you can see here for both teams, we've got the scores of how each player performed. And on Chelsea's side, I mean, it's sad to say, but no one even reached a 7 yesterday, apart from Robert Sanchez, which, I mean, shows that he had a decent game because he was very busy, or decent-ish game, because Manchester City were more dominant. We had a 5.9 from Esteval William, one of our, brightest sparks within the team, one of our superstars, really. And his output was 5.9, and that was not great at all. Joao Hato, I'm a bit surprised he's a 6, maybe because we conceded 3 is not going to help. And we have Marco Correa there with a 6.4 and a yellow card. So, I mean, it's not great reading, but it's expected from the performance and the score yesterday from Chelsea. But as you can see over here, we had a Mark Gahey with a 9.2. He had a clean sheet and he did have a goal as well. Nico O'Reilly was absolutely superb yesterday. He followed up with a goal. And of course, being in defence, he also gained a clean sheet. Now, Kushanov, I think he is starting to find some really good form for Manchester City, especially towards the end of the season. And I think the Man City fans especially appreciated him yesterday. They gave him a good round of applause as the game ended. So, yeah, all of our players were below a 7. And, I mean, there was a good mixture of scores. You could see quite a lot of greens there for Manchester City. Erling Haaland was quite quiet yesterday, and around their midfield, I mean, Doku played very well, Shirky played very well as expected, so both 7.9s respectively. Antoine Semenyo had a 6.7. He wasn't as dominant as everyone else, but he still put in a good shift. So none of that there at all makes great reading for Chelsea fans, but again, from them stats, it just goes to show a difference in class. This is basically looking at where we want to be as a football club. We want to be in and around the Man Cities and the Arsenals. And yesterday was another reminder that we're nowhere near that. And every season that goes on, every transfer window that goes on, we seem to be getting further and further away. Which again pushes the narrative of that we want Blueco out. We do not like the way they're running our football club and what they've made our football club. Now they've made it CFC LDN. They've made us a very, very poor within the league. Very poor within the team. It's just such a mix and match of young players with no experience there at all. People are having bad attitudes. We have dissent. We have players speaking out. We have a manager who is nowhere near experienced enough to be in and around the Premier League, especially managing a club like Chelsea and the pressures that being a Chelsea manager brings. And it's just becoming more and more obvious. Now, we've got a massive game next weekend, home to Man United, and we do have a protest before that, which is against these owners. And again, this game was another show that we do need to protest against them because we need them out. We need them gone. Now, they said when they first come in that the club wasn't very well managed from all over the spectrum in regards to how Roman Abramovich handled everything. And with them, they're just as bad. They are probably the worst owners in history of football, and especially Chelsea Football Club. They are generating losses every financial year. They are ticket touting. They are giving fans or tourists the opportunity to pay hundreds of pounds for a ticket. Yesterday, there was 2 people that flew over from America and they paid £300 each for a ticket. I think it was over that. So you're looking at around £700, plus they've flown over as well. They're not doing very well within the transfer market as well. They are seeing young opportunity for cheap wages, cheap prices for bringing these players over, and it's not doing anything. They're just hoping that one of them or 2 of them stick, and it's not really the case. You have a few of them, but as you can see now, we've got the Moises Caicedos, the Enzo Fernandezes, the Cole Palmers that were the ones that stuck, Marc Cucureas as well. But now you can see that it's starting to have a negative effect on them as well, and the way they're playing in and around the team, having all the other players around them. It's just not good at all. And unfortunately, I'm going to be one to say this, but I don't think we will get Champions League football, and I don't think we deserve to. And I think it'll be one of them things that we're going to have to take on the chin just to make it look. Just to make it look worse. Basically, we're going to have to get worse before anything changes, unfortunately. And the process is going to be a big start for that, which is, again, I said, is going to be on the 18th next Saturday at Stamford Bridge for the 8 o'clock kickoff. We've got Strasbourg fans coming over. I think it's going to be starting around, what is it, quarter to 7 perhaps. There is information on it, which I have put on one of my other videos, so go and check that out. But yeah, it doesn't make very good reading at all. And unfortunately, I don't have anything positive to bring you for the game yesterday. I don't think anyone does. it just seems to be getting worse. And obviously we have a manager that likes to yap his gums before the game, and of course during halftime as well. There was a new thing that come out about interviewing him in the tunnel before the second half, which I thought was absolutely terrible. It's giving me American sport vibes. It was horrible. And Liam Senior did come out with something at the end of the game, which I will just quickly show you now. So let's have a look. So we do have it here. Rossignol, for the first half, I felt we were really solid, really organised, really well structured in and out of possession. I thought that would give us the foothold in the game, but against a very good team, it wasn't enough. I mean, you haven't got to be Einstein to figure out that having a foothold in the game in the first 45 minutes isn't going to be enough to win a 90-minute game of football. It's a game of two halves. You can't just think, oh, well, we've done all right in the first half, so whatever happens in the second, I can come out and say that. No, not at all. We cannot keep hold of any form of structure, any form of intensity. And that affects us in games, especially against big teams. And even against smaller teams or mid-table teams, it's affecting us. And that just goes to show the levels. We can't hold a structure. I don't know whether it's the players that can't hold it or where Liam changes it during the game. The players can't understand it. But again, I've said it for the last 3-4 games. It looks like the players don't want to play for him. They're not very happy working under his structure and his ideas. And that is becoming more evident week on week. And with that, I'm very happy to say that one of our legends, one of our Chelsea legends that is all over, TNT Sports, he's a voice of Chelsea, and he has come out and said something that I think we can all agree on. So let's take a quick look at what Joe Cole said yesterday. So here's Joe Cole via the Chelsea transfer. So this was on the Premier League TV. Joe Cole said, the fans don't like the new ownership. They don't like where the club is going. There is a massive protest next week. Now, it's something that we already know, but the reason why it is big is because no one of a stature of his kind on that sort of platform has said anything regarding this, about us not being happy with the ownership, us having a protest next week. So it's apparent. They know about it. A lot of people know about it. If they know about it, the owners know about it as well. Will they be too bothered about it at the moment? I don't think so. The only thing that they might be affected with is that it's going to be on a game that is televised. Of course, they're going to have cameras outside the bridge along with the protest, which is not going to be a very good look for Blueco. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes after that. But I'm expecting more briefs today about Chelsea in the summer. They're focused on the summer. That's all they're focused on. It's like they've given up this season, and Liam Rossignol has as well. We know what we need to do in the summer. We're looking for Premier League proven players that can hold the right mentality. I mean, you're saying that, and then 1 minute we're seeing that we're linked with an 18-year-old Koulibaly central defender. We're linked with a 19-year-old in Junior Krupi. We're linked with some young, early 20-year-old players. So where's the experience? I think I've seen Van Hecker, but are these players going to really move the needle and change us competing for anything next season? No, it's not. Unfortunately, because we support Chelsea, we have to follow this week in, week out. As much as we probably don't want to, we don't want to watch anymore and we're sick and tired of it. We have to keep following it. We have to keep speaking about it because it's to do with the club that we love and support, and it's very difficult. The longer it goes on, the more doom and gloom it gets. I mean, I had a fantastic day yesterday, and then I get to the football, I get to the kickoff, and it's just instant straight down on the day. And you're thinking, well, I'm going to be putting myself on repeat for videos because it is the exact same stuff every single week. Man City's out of the way. It's done and dusted. We move on to Manchester United next weekend. They play tonight. They got Leeds, so we do have an extra day's rest than them. But they are in a very good spot at the moment with Michael Carrick. And they are obviously chasing Champions League football. I think they've got some far more experienced players than us. They've got far more players that look dangerous and that are playing quite well at the moment, actually. Sesko's in good form under Carrick. You got Mbeumo, you got Cunha, you got your Bruno Fernandez's, you got your Casemiro's, Harry Maguire, he's even experienced. Luke Shaw, he's experienced. So you've got a good mixture there at the moment, and Carrick's getting a good tune out of them. I do think that they're going to come to the bridge and cause us some issues, and I do think that the only game that I could see us winning leading up to the end of the season is probably Tottenham. because they're in the relegation zone, unless they turn a corner with De Zerbi that make us think, oh, this might be a tougher game at the Bridge than we expect. Because we always beat Tottenham, we know that, but I think the sooner we get to that game, the closer we get to that game, and we see how De Zerbi's turning it around and how we're still sinking, it's going to be evident that we might not be that confident. So I honestly don't see us making Champions League football. It's worrying. I don't know what else to say on the game. I think I should probably send you over to Kings of the Bridge on YouTube. I will put it up on the side probably here. They done a very good debrief of the game yesterday. There's going to be a few more shows coming up this week to do with the fallout from the Man City game, and probably getting closer to the Manchester United game, and talking about the summer window as well, and the contradicting briefs that we're getting. So that's it from me, guys, really. Again, I'm sorry this is a bit of a bleak video, but we don't have anything positive to speak on. The only word I want to say is Blueco out. We must continue that movement every single day, every single game, every single week. And yeah, hit like and subscribe, put the notification bell on. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.